I was recently asked by one of my clients to lead them through a program where they are looking at, I guess, understanding the leadership styles, the various leadership styles that leaders employ from one stage of the business to the other, or when they're going through a specific change program, and what would enable them to be on top of their game. And the context for this particular client was that they have recently gone through a growth spurt time where they have promoted a number of their staff very, very quickly into managerial positions because that was being led by the growth that they were kind of going through as an organization. But then they did recognize the need to really develop these new managers to the state that they can really deliver as true leaders for the business so they can take their growth to the next level. And I thought that was such a great thing. And I think great leaders always look at ways of developing their leaders and managers so they can step up and be the best they can be, for themselves as well as for the organization. And so I'm going to take you through 4 leadership styles that I led them through during this particular leadership program. And this is adapted from the liberating leadership styles. So you may be familiar with it if you are already familiar with that model. So here we go. So the first one is the visionary style, or the visioning stage of an organization. And this is a style that a leader uses when they are at a stage where things need to shift, things need to change, they need to reset the goals, not just the goals, but the vision for the organization, more importantly. And so you will find that a leader at this stage need to employ more of their visionary skills, or they have to employ their visioning style to enable the organization as a whole to be clear about the vision, to buy into this vision, and to understand their roles within this mission as an organization. Because I normally call this the mothership, and if they don't know what it is, it may be difficult at best for everyone to come on board for you to achieve this big vision that you're looking to achieve together. So that's step 1, or the first style, which is the visioning style. The next style is what we call the mobilizing stage of leadership, or the mobilizing style. So a mobilizing stage of an organization, or the mobilizing style. You will also find that sometimes these styles run alongside the stages of an organization. So that is why sometimes you will find me talking about the style as a stage within the organization, or as a particular style that a leader will employ. And so the visioning stage, the mobilizing stage, is where a leader needs to actually roll their sleeves up a bit and show them how it's done. It's a time when we are shifting the culture. Now that the vision is set and we've got the buy-in because it's been communicated very clearly, we have to now look at mobilizing people to then take action towards the vision. And so the leader starts to show them how things are done. And so you look at the cultural shift. It's almost like you saying, this is how things are done around here. This is how we choose to do things in order to get to the vision that we have set for ourselves. So you find that the leader is more supporting them, but also taking action in it as well. The next stage after the mobilizing stage is what I will call the developing stage. So at this stage, the leader could start to kind of take a step back from the actual activity a bit, because it's assumed that people now know what they're doing. The culture has been embedded and they know how to get to the vision, right? And so at this stage, the leader is now revisiting the organization as a whole, looking at perhaps where the skills gaps are, looking at where even the leader themselves could also develop themselves to a next level of growth for the organization and for themselves. But also we're looking at any skills gaps within the team, any skills gap within the wider management teams or the leadership teams, any skills gap that need to be recruited to be brought into the organization to take it to the next level of growth. So that is what the developing stage is all about. And the developing style leader is actually a bit hands-off, allowing the teams or the people to take actions, to make some of those decisions, trusting that they would make the right decisions, because mind you, they have gone through the vision stage, they have gone through the mobilizing stage as well, so they know what they're doing, and it's now time to give them that level of, I don't necessarily want to say autonomy, but responsibility is the word. So that level of responsibility, and you will see that they will also develop the team, and the people within the organization will develop even faster because they know that you trust them, and so they will do the right thing at the right times. Okay, and then the fourth and final style that a leader employs is the enabling stage. And sometimes we do say that not every leader is necessarily able to get to this stage called the enabling stage. It's a slightly challenging stage for especially a leader who wants control and is human nature and ego gets in the way. But that is the stage where they are in an enabled stage, and they feel that they have also enabled the people within the organization as well as the organization as a whole, and so they leave other people in charge with the day-to-day running, and as well as with some of the key decision making within the organization. This then frees the leader to then go and explore other opportunities to bring into the organization. Perhaps they're ready to acquire a new company as part of their growth journey, and perhaps they want to start looking at a new product, perhaps they want to look at going into new markets. They may have done all of these, along the journey up until now, but now is the time for this leader to actually feel like they have done themselves out of the job almost. The people don't need them as much, and they recognize that, and they are proud of the fact that they have enabled the organization and the people to be at their highest, best potential. And so if this leader is not there, they are sure that the organization will still run seamlessly and achieve the vision that they have set for themselves and the results and the outcomes that they're looking for. And so from here, the enabled style of leadership is about being hands-off and exploring other avenues to take the organization to yet another next level. So I hope this has given you some ideas in terms of leadership styles that you can employ as a leader within your organization, or you can support others to develop if you are a leader of leaders within the organization. Drop me a note, let me know what you think with regards to these leadership styles. Tell me where your organization is at the moment. Tell me what your predominant leadership style is, because when we look at these 4 stages, you will find that you would be more skewed in terms of your own natural style to be one style more than the other 3, or maybe a combination of 2. And then you will see that there are other styles that you are not such a natural at, and that is fine. The great thing about leadership is that it can't be learned, right, and practiced. So that's why we're having this conversation. And so what is your predominant leadership style at the moment, right? Is it the visioning style? Is it the mobilizing style? Is it the developing style? Or is it the enabling style? Drop us a note in the comment, and it will be exciting to read that. Do you have questions about this topic? Again, comment below and I look forward to answering them, or just I'm just looking forward to reading them and seeing what the other exciting things are out there, because I share this information, but I always get such pleasure being able to learn from the businesses and the organizations that I work with, whether small entrepreneurial businesses or the larger businesses. So I hope this adds value to you. Any questions at all, feel free to let me know. We are currently at a stage in our world where being able to flex your leadership style is so important. Most organizations and the world as a whole is going through a big shift and a big change. And so that change demands that as a leader, you need to be able to know your style, know the style that is appropriate for the organizational stage that you're in, for any change programs that you're going on, and also make sure that your team is well equipped for the mothership. This is Maggie Saffel signing out. Bye-bye.